Not so fast there, Eslo. We might have obtained all 4 elements, but we are fast approaching the end of the game, which of course means it's time to wrangle up all the items we missed or that just became attainable, or will become attainable after the next story scene. But yes, indeed, it's time for the item collection / side quest cleanup video. S, plural. Yeah, there's more than one. Starting with this here... That looked awkward. Starting with this bell. A while ago we were told that something nice would happen if we rang it, and well, we got a piece of... rude. We got a piece of heart, which, you know, pieces of heart are nice, but it's a little bit anticlimactic since we waited pretty much the majority of the game to figure out what that was all about. And speaking of things that we haven't really heard of in a while, Swiftblade here has one last training session for us now that we have the Rockscape. Yep, it's been a bit, but we can finally get the final Tiger Scroll and technique. Down thrust, unfortunately, isn't all that good. It's a bit precise and not really very useful. Like, in a moment, he will possess us and show the move and what it does. So, just do that. And it has to be at the peak of your jump, so you have to do this. Yeah, just like that. The timing can be a bit difficult. I'm going to have difficulty with it. It's very easy to try to do it after you're supposed to, but yeah, because you have to jump straight up and it has to be at the height of your jump, that means you can't actually use it when moving horizontally, which is really when you would want to use it, you know? Like, I don't need to jump up and hit enemies. That isn't very applicable. Now, if I could, like, soar around the room and then do down thrust, that would be great, but we can't. But, yeah, that means we go out on a bit of an anticlimactic note with Swiftblade, because that is the last time we're going to be seeing him. We still have to deal with his brothers, of course, but Swiftblade himself we're pretty much done with. I mean, there's still the Swordsman Newsletter, but we're almost done with that as well. We're not quite almost done with Kinstone Fusions, though. I mean, we kind of are in that while there are a fair few left, we're actually going to sit down and actually fuse Kinstones rather than do them as they come up and half the time not have the correct Kinstones for fusions. No, we're actually going to get this taken care of this time around. So there's this Minish right here that we can fuse with, and there's also Din herself, who's got a bit of a special Kinstone fusion actually. Once you get to this point in the game, if you fuse with her. So, remember those flower beds you've seen around? You might not have noticed them. There have only been 3 in the game, but at this point, they'll spawn a little joy butterfly after you fuse Kinstones. You can probably guess where you'll get the other 2 joy butterflies. Basically, they unlock abilities, and we'll see what those are about later, but not right now, because right now it's time for the penultimate Swordsman Newsletter. Yep, it's almost finished. What do you got for me this time, Swiftblade? Oh, for real swordsman, I don't think I can read this, might be too advanced. This is actually a pretty good technique, though. You can do it right as you start the roll, which lowers the risk of just rolling into an enemy if you're able to pull it off, of course. As he said, the timing can be a bit difficult, but it's not too bad, I think. This, on the other hand, really isn't all that useful. Yeah, you can do those things, or we can use the ability that Swiftblade himself taught us, Rockbreaker. That functions perfectly fine. Rockbreaker is pretty great. This isn't really too useful either because A, I'm pretty sure I already mentioned that, and B, you don't find Bob-ombs that much. They're very rare enemies. So it's really not very useful advice, but... Is that really it? Huh. That's a bit of a light issue. Hope Swiftblade isn't phoning it in for his final issue. Ah, it'll be fine. At least I hope it is, otherwise I'm gonna get buyer's remorse. Then again, I might not. I'm dropping 200 rupees, but at this point I really don't have anything else for really buying. These rupees are kinda useless because I've already bought everything from Stockwell, and I'm finished with Swordsman Newsletter, so what else is there really other than just extra mysterious shells? Ah well, don't have to worry about that. Librari, I believe, doesn't really have that unique a fusion, despite, the fact that he dropped us into a pit. Thanks a lot. Would be a nice for an apology, but nope, he gives us a golden Octorok. Just as I say we don't need money, I get a golden Octorok. Thanks. That's another 100 rupees I can count on, but don't really need anyway. And of course, if we enter the school, we might actually be able to fuse with Tina now. She is, as I believe I've mentioned, pretty much the most well-known Fickle fuser. She rarely ever wants to fuse, so if she's not doing it for you, well, try again. She does not really like to fuse that often. She's got very specific times. Just randomly she'll be like, oh yeah, let's fuse. And I don't even think that reward is all that good for how late in the game you get it. I mean, it's not that late, but it takes a little while for the school to open up. Though technically speaking, it's not open now. The doors are open, but school's out and all the kids are elsewhere. I think most of them are at the inn at the moment. Some of them used to be at the well, but not at the moment. I think the inn is where they'll definitely be there eventually, but not now. So anyway, Farore here, of course, has the second Joy Butterfly, and it's actually got a great position because it's right here in Castor Wilds. So yeah, we've got two Joy Butterflies very near each other. The spacing is actually really weird, because those two are close. However, the third one, as Nehru will give us, is, it's kinda out there. And Nehru, I like you and all, but your Joy Butterfly is kind of horribly placed, because it's all the way in Royal Valley. So, you remember finding a Wind Crest here? No, that's because there isn't one. You have to get all the way there on foot, which kinda sucks. Especially since you have to get through the maze, which is even worse if you haven't memorized it. So, yeah. And if you missed any fusions there, make sure to have as many green Kinstones as possible, because you don't want to backtrack multiple times. I mean, you can quick travel out of there, but back in, yeah, that's not gonna fly like that. So, Tingle here, of course, has a second fusion, which is actually a red one, which, given most of his brothers have green Kinstone Fusions, even if it's their second time, yeah, that's pretty unique. But, unfortunately, he gives us a gold Tektite. Really don't like these guys. However, more importantly, if you talk to him again, this isn't actually the conversation, he's just happy about fusing twice. If you talk to him again, he tells you how many Kinstones you have left, which is kind of a blessing and a curse because you'll probably get down to like 2 or 3 Kinstone Fusions, and then you'll never find those last 2 or 3, so you'll be doomed to forever know the number you need, but never be able to find them. But we are going to put quite a dent in those Kinstone remaining, because most of the Mountain Minish actually have some sort of Kinstone Fusion. I believe only 2 don't have any, and of course Malari himself has one. I believe, though, he is the only red one, the rest have green. Of course, it's not really a problem getting here, so travel's not an issue, and guess he's not here. Though, I'm pretty sure I hear hammer noises, but you're not working. You're just standing here. Ah, well. So, we'll fuse those Kinstones, and you probably missed it, but when we were first climbing this mountain, we passed up this bean here, which, of course, as per usual, beanstalks are usually pretty good. They usually lead to some good rewards. Generally, there are heart pieces. Hint, that's not always the case, but usually it is. So that's all taken care of. What about you? Please tell me you have a fusion. Nope. So that just looked kinda awkward. Get back here, I need to fuse stones with you, damn it! This guy, however, does have one. Oh crap, and I'm out of triangular, or spiky green Kinstones. Spike green Kinstones? Yeah, we'll go with that. And he gives us yet another gold Tektite. Thanks. You know, I've mentioned that I don't need money at all, and you keep throwing it at me in the form of annoying enemies. I don't exactly appreciate that, personally. So, let's hope that nobody else has these spike green Kinstone pieces, because, don't have any more of those. I need to get more. I'm pretty sure I just refilled, though I guess I got more square than anything else. So, that one's way out of the way, and in a dangerous spot as well. So yeah, probably gonna be a little while before I actually get that treasure. But not this guy, but this guy has the last fusion in Librari's mines. Of course it's green, why would it be anything else? I believe this one's also... yeah, this one's also out of the way. Slightly less so than the previous Kinstone Fusion. But it is... yeah, all the way down there in a Minish road near the hot springs. But the nice thing is you can sort of jump down there, whereas you have to climb for the other chest on that Minish road. I mean, it's not that difficult to climb anymore, but still, it's just more time-consuming than anything else. So yeah, gold Tektites, I'm pretty sure I've mentioned it, but they're the worst. They just jump around real erratically and quickly, so killing them, bit of a pain. Boomerang does help, but, you know, you probably noticed even in fast motion. I mean, even if it's not in fast motion, rather, they don't get stunned for long, so use that precious time while you can. So, next Kinstone Fusion is also a very special one. Greyblade here. I forget the area, but that'd be Castor Wilds, in the corner of Castor Wilds, but anyway, this waterfall will open. What could possibly be inside that passage? Well, maybe the fuser is actually a hint in this situation. Ah, well, we'll find out more about that later. So, we have some stuff here at Vale Falls, but there is one more thing we could activate for Vale Falls. So, here in Hyrule Town, we're going to go north. I mean, we just fused with Greyblade, so you can probably guess where we're going now. I mean, we're not going to fuse the elements to the sword, so we can only be going for... I forget this dude's name. I want to call him Grimblade, but I know that's not it. Oh wait, no, it is Grimblade. I thought it was either Grimblade or Direblade, but yeah, Grimblade is definitely it. Direblade would be a bit of a weird name, even for the Swiftblade brothers. But anyway, yet another waterfall passage opens. I wonder if this could be some sort of coincidence, cough cough, it's not. Indeed, that's called, actually I don't really know what you'd be feeling in this situation, because he's just gonna stand there in that dojo forever. Meanwhile, I get all the bonuses. And speaking of bonus, we opened this place up a while ago, I think, or maybe it was always open. I forget, but we need to fuse with this guy. I kinda hate that the Forest Minish aren't actually named, because first off, it'd be a cute detail. Second off, it makes actually finding them and fusing with them very difficult. Keeping track of them is not fun. So we picked up that dead tree over there, and it didn't look like there was any reward, but, surprise, surprise, I'm pretty sure the reward is money, you just have to dig it up. And, I don't exactly need money. I've almost got 800 rupees. I really don't want to... oh, didn't need to go down there. I don't really need to max out on money again. I've kind of done that multiple times throughout this game. And again, I have little else to buy, and there's not much other than a fairy fountain over there. I really kind of wish they didn't keep those map icons. They usually don't for stuff like treasures or monsters or stuff. Temporary stuff, all that'll disappear off the map once you find it, but stuff like fairy fountains, stuff that you can permanently access and, you know, it's just an ongoing reward, stuff like that is forever marked on the map. But again, I don't really care for it. I mean, I know it's kind of a good indication that there is something there, like a fairy fountain, but honestly it annoys me because I'm looking for stuff I've cleared on the map, or haven't cleared rather, and here's this stuff that has been cleared. I don't know, can't complain about it too much. Excuse me, Octorok. rude. Anyway, so now that that's done, I think we have all the Kinstone Fusions in the area finished. And unfortunately, if we go over here, still can't get that heart piece from over here. We can get it, and we can actually go for it now. We will be later, but there's still nothing to our right. We got everything there. So instead, we're gonna head on down to Vale Falls and see what that unlocked waterfall is all about. So, if we travel over here... Oh, doesn't this look familiar? Indeed, we have yet another dojo, with one of the hidden Swiftblade brothers. Also, this guy is one of my favorite characters. He's great. Okay, so this guy instead uses visualization training. So his tactic is, you know that thing you can do where you split your body? Just imagine you doing that better. Just really think about it hard. There. Now you can do it. Also, after this, he just spouts nonsense. I love him so much. You don't even get a tiger scroll for that, though. You just go, yay, I learned it, and now we can split faster. Because apparently visualization training is just that effective. He is fantastic, though. But anyway, this is the part of Vale Falls where we can't really access anything, and, in fact, let's not go that way, because I think there's a few things we can do on Lake Hylia. Actually, I know there's a few things we can do on Lake Hylia. I just mentioned one before. So, remember that heart piece that was taunting us since we went to the ice dungeon? Yep, all we needed was the Rocks Cape to get it. It's just been there in plain sight all along, taunting us, but now we can actually obtain it. Thank goodness for that. Of course, there is one that's been on our mods, or at least mine, for far longer that we'll get to fairly soon. I don't think there's anything really valuable down here. No mysterious walls in this part of the cave. There is one down in this cave, though. But right here, it's just 50 mysterious shells. Hooray? Question mark? Yeah, I've said many a time before, but really isn't useful at this point. But so there's a tiny little hidden-ish passage here, which leads to this heart piece. After so long, we finally obtain it. It no longer eludes us. The passage is... Again, it's kind of hidden-ish. I mean, there's a line of dirt there, so you'd expect there to be something. The door itself is kind of hidden, though, so if you're not really paying attention to the dirt, you might actually pass it. But don't do that, because you get a piece of heart here. Now this, however, is where the mysterious wall is, and I believe this should be the 5th Goron, correct? How's Goron progress doing? Let's see that. Punch in the wall, punch in the wall. Yep, alright, back to punching. Have they done anything else other than punch this wall since they started? Don't think they have. Hey guys, how's it going? What you doing? Punching that wall? I can help with that. Let me just get into position here. By the way, how long have you guys been doing that? That long? I feel sorry for those poor Gorons. You know, if I weren't to find the last mysterious wall, they'd just punch that wall forever. Poor guys. We ain't gonna let that happen, though. Eventually we'll find the final mysterious wall, and then we'll finally pay them a visit and get our rewards. Oh yeah, by the way, the spiral right... Excuse me, like. Anyway, the spiral right here... completely pointless. There's nothing down there, and I don't know why. Seems like a waste of space, but whatever. Here we have the beanstalk, and we got the usual reward of 200 rupees, 200 mysterious shells, and a piece of heart. Yep, I'm always down with those rewards. Or at least I would be, but now we're at max money. Again. So we're definitely gonna have to go back and buy some stuff. Cause let me tell you, I don't like sitting around with a full wallet. We gotta empty this thing out, otherwise collecting rupees will be pointless. Thank goodness that this isn't Twilight Princess, though. I kinda hate that that game actually makes you keep rupees in chests if you're at max money, because if it's like in the middle of a dungeon, when are you ever going to go back for that money? Never. Why would you ever? So yeah, I'd slightly prefer them to go to waste, but at the same time, I would like to use up my money before that happens. But seriously, let me collect my money, I want to do that. But since we're pretty much done around here for the time being, I'm just gonna go back to Hyrule Town and buy some Kinstone-related stuff. Such as, of course, bread, which might have a green Kinstone piece. And since we're done with that, might as well drop 400 more rupees on these Kinstone pieces. But we're actually pretty much done here. There's going to be even more side quest stuff, so I want to split this video off before it gets too long. But next time on Zelda Minish Cap, we're going to do even more item collection. Oh yeah, and also story stuff as well. But mostly item stuff. Take me away, bird.